So you have to ask the question, why is the world's fifth largest economy making a multi-billion-dollar bet on, of all things, an ancient metal? Today, we're going to break down India's massive gold buying spree and what it might be telling us about the future of the global economy.
Just let that number sink in. 880 tons. That's how much gold India's central bank, the Reserve Bank of India, is holding right now. It's a truly staggering amount, and it's been growing incredibly fast. So the big question is, why? Why this intense focus on stockpiling gold right now?
To really get what India is doing, we've got to zoom out a bit. Because the thing is, this isn't just an India story. They're part of a much bigger trend. You could even call it a global gold rush.
Get this, for 3 years straight, central banks all around the world have been on an absolute buying spree. We're talking over 1,000 tons of gold added to their vaults every single year. This isn't just a minor portfolio adjustment. It's a major, coordinated shift in global finance.
So why is everyone doing this? Well, it's a reaction to a whole cascade of global shocks. You've got the pandemic, the war in Ukraine, all these ongoing trade disputes. The global economy just feels a lot more shaky and uncertain. And when things get uncertain, where do you turn? For central banks, the answer is the one asset they see as a true safe haven: gold.
And that brings us right back to India, because even with everyone else buying, India has emerged as one of the top players. So what's their specific game plan? Why is a modernizing tech powerhouse investing so much money in one of the world's oldest forms of wealth?
Okay, so let's dig into the hard numbers, because the sheer speed and scale of India's gold buying really tells a story all by itself.
Take a look at this. In just the last 5 years, the RBI has boosted its gold holdings by a massive 35%. Just in the last fiscal year, they bought nearly 60 tons. That's one of their biggest annual purchases in recent history. This isn't a fluke. It's a deliberate, long-term strategy playing out right before our eyes.
And it's not just about the total weight of the gold. Look at its share of India's total foreign exchange reserves. It's now over 11%. That shows that gold is becoming an increasingly critical piece of the country's entire financial safety net.
And all this aggressive buying has had a real impact on the world stage. India has climbed from 10th place to 7th in the global gold rankings. This isn't just about stockpiling metal, it's about projecting financial strength and stability.
So what's the single biggest driver for this multi-billion-dollar bet? Well, it all comes down to a very calculated move related to the world's most dominant currency.
For decades, the US dollar has been the undisputed king of global reserves. But lately, it's been pretty volatile, with its value and interest rates jumping all over the place. Now, if you're a country like India holding massive dollar reserves, that volatility creates a lot of risk. Gold, on the other hand, is seen as that stable hedge, a way to protect your nation's wealth from those unpredictable swings.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. This quote from Madan Subnovis, chief economist of Bank of Baroda, really gets to the heart of it. He says the dollar has been volatile, and gold offers a more stable hedge. It's as simple as that. Central banks are looking for an anchor in the storm, and they're finding it in gold.
And this isn't just some abstract theory. As DK Srivastava from EY India points out, when the dollar's value starts to fall, it just becomes a smart, practical decision for the RBI to rebalance its books and put more into gold to protect its assets. But the strategy doesn't stop with just buying the gold. There's another layer to this that is absolutely fascinating, and it's all about where India is choosing to store it.
214 tons. That's the amount of gold the Reserve Bank of India has physically moved since late 2022. But the real question is, where did they move it from and where did it go?
They brought it home. They repatriated over 200 tons of gold from foreign vaults, like in London, all the way back to Indian soil. This sends a huge signal. In such an unstable world, having your assets physically within your own borders is the ultimate insurance policy. It means total control, no questions asked.
So when you put all this together, you realize this whole gold strategy isn't just a defensive move. It's actually a proactive play, one that's designed to build a stronger economic future and elevate India's position on the global stage.
These huge gold reserves are doing 3 critical things at once. First, they stabilize the country's entire foreign exchange base. That, in turn, helps protect the economy from global shocks. And maybe most importantly, it builds a powerful foundation to support India's own currency, the rupee.
And this is where it all comes together. A country's gold holdings are like a measure of its economic credibility. For India, these reserves are the crucial backing it needs for its ambitions to get the rupee used more in international trade and to expand its amazing homegrown digital payment systems like UPI all across the world. The gold gives real weight to those efforts.
And all this leaves us with one final, pretty provocative thought. India's gold gambit and the similar moves by other nations, well, maybe it's more than just hedging risk. We might just be witnessing the early stages of a fundamental rebalancing of the world's economic order, one where the timeless appeal of gold takes center stage once again.